Hey everyone, your favorite Gallivanter here. Good to be with you today in Orlando, Florida, where you could throw a rock in any direction and probably hit a world-famous attraction, or more likely, a person who has already maxed out their credit card on a 3-day park hopper. But today, we're not talking about mouse ears, wands, or Space Mountain-shaped debt. Because just south of Orlando's theme park chaos, past the billboards advertising personal injury lawyers and all-you-can-eat buffets you'll regret later, sits a place that predates every single one of those corporate behemoths: Gatorland. Now, Gatorland is not some off-the-highway tourist trap that lures unsuspecting tourists in with cheap gator nuggets. No, Gatorland is genuine to its core. It's part zoo, part conservation center, part old-school Florida roadside attraction, and yet it manages to hold its own in the shadow of the world's most visited theme park city. But is it worth it? Is this 100-acre shrine to Florida's favorite apex predator a must-visit in Central Florida? Or is it just a nostalgic holdover from a time when the biggest thrill ride in town was watching a guy stick his head inside a gator's mouth? Let's break it down. Gatorland opened in 1949, which, if you're keeping track, means it has been in operation for more than 75 years, or roughly 7 times the lifespan of the sunscreen supply of the average Florida tourist. It was founded by Owen Godwin, who realized that Florida's most marketable residents weren't the ones playing golf or retiring. They were the ones with jaws strong enough to crush a bowling ball. Back in the 1950s and 60s, before Disney dropped into Central Florida like a billion-dollar asteroid, Gatorland was one of Florida's premier attractions. Families would pile into their station wagons and come to see massive gator, snake shows, and animal encounters. Because nothing screams wholesome family fun like a guy holding a 6-foot rattlesnake while your dad takes pictures on his Kodak. And while a lot of those old-school Florida attractions faded into obscurity, Gatorland had adapted, has survived the theme park boom, and expanded, modernized, and focused on conservation. So today, when you walk through the entrance beneath that massive gaping gator mouth, you're stepping into a place that's equal parts nostalgic, roadside attraction, and legit wildlife park. Let's talk about what's actually inside. Gators, lots and lots of gators, more than 2,000 of them. Big ones, little ones, rare white leucistic gators that look like they've been bleached in the Florida sun too long. It's essentially Jurassic Park, if Jurassic Park only had one species and no chance of you getting eaten.
For the past 75 years, we've been training and conditioning these alligators to jump to the sound of your noise. So the louder each and every one of you gets, the higher these alligators are going to jump. I'm going to ask one more time. Are you ready to meet these 2 guys?
The Gator Jumparoo Show is classic, chaotic Florida entertainment. Huge gators launch themselves completely out of the water to snatch food from trainers' hands. It's a great show, but it does raise questions like, who exactly first had the idea to dangle raw meat over a 12-foot prehistoric killing machine and see what happens? Then there's the Screamin' Gator zipline, because someone at Gatorland woke up one day and decided that what this park needed was a way to fly over a pit of giant, hungry alligators. For the low, low price of $70, you can experience the thrill of zipping over a swamp filled with things that could absolutely end your life if you happen to fall in. But hey, theme parks charge double that for a ride where the biggest danger is motion sickness. So I'd call this a bargain.
What they would do is make it nice, loud, drop right above its head and right below its feet.
And we got ourselves a gator!
And then, of course, there's the Gator Wrestling Show, a remnant of old-school Florida entertainment that's like a cross between an educational demonstration and an insurance company's worst nightmare. Just when you thought Gatorland had reached peak Florida, they went ahead and cranked the chaos up to 11. Because sure, seeing a gator up close is exciting, but What if you could stomp through the swamp in a monster truck, then go over a pit of crocodiles, and then sugar crash into a pile of fresh fudge? Let's start with Croc Rock Adventure. For those of you who have looked at an alligator-infested body of water and thought, you know what would make this better? A rope bridge. That's right, Gatorland is now letting you cross a swaying bridge right above their resident crocodiles before ziplining back to safety, assuming you haven't passed out from terror. Then there's the Stomping Gator Off-Road Adventure, a ride that asks the important question, what if Gatorland was also a monster truck rally? Picture this. You climb into a massive custom-built swamp buggy, buckle up, and then get launched through a wild off-road course of mud pits, hills, and of course, giant gators. The drivers, equal parts tour guide and stand-up comedian, making sure you're laughing even as you question your seatbelt choices. And after all that, you deserve a reward. Enter Sweet Tooth Sweet Shop, Gatorland's latest sugar-fueled trap, featuring homemade fudge, truffles, and enough caramel-drizzled temptations to guarantee a food coma. Its colorful paint job makes it very easy to locate, ensuring that if the gators don't get you, the sugar crash will. So yes, Gatorland has always been wild, but now it's a full-blown Florida fever dream on steroids. Now let's talk about the price, because in 2025, a single-day adult ticket to Gatorland will run you $34.99. Kids, $24.99, which in the realm of Orlando attractions is practically pocket change. For comparison, Disney World's cheapest one-day ticket starts at $109 on a low crowd day. Want a weekend visit? That's at least $159. Universal Studios, $119 and up. Gatorland, a full day of entertainment for a fraction of that price. Not to mention, Gatorland's ticket includes free parking, which is worth mentioning because at Disney, you're getting charged $30 just to leave your car in the general vicinity of the Magic Kingdom. Now, Gatorland isn't perfect. If you're not into reptiles, this place might not exactly be your dream vacation spot. It's outdoors. This is Florida. It's hot, humid, and there is a non-zero chance of an afternoon monsoon during the warmer months. Some of the old school attractions are, let's say, dated. The Gator Wrestling, it's part of the park's legacy, but it does have a little 1950s Florida man vibe. And finally, the smell. Gatorland is a swamp, and 2,000 plus gators do not smell like fresh-baked churros. So is Gatorland worth it? If you're looking for the latest state-of-the-art high-tech theme park experience, then no. You won't find any billion-dollar dark rides here. No holographic Mickeys or roller coasters themed to billion-dollar movie franchises. But if you're looking for something uniquely Florida, something with history, something that costs less than the price of a Disney lunch, then Gatorland, absolutely worth it. It's fun, affordable, and oddly charming. It's theme park history that refuses to die, a place that's been around long enough to see Disney rise, Universal explode, and dozens of other Florida attractions vanish into obscurity. And yet Gatorland, still here. And honestly, that alone is worth the price of admission.